My dear gentle friends, please press subscribe and also click the bell icon for getting regular notifications. Thank you. Hello my dear gentle friends, this is Gananadh Sankar and you're watching EaseCom Designers, a 360-degree communicative driving force. Let us start today's episode. Here we go. Once again, I welcome all my dear gentle friends for today's episode. Today's episode is very close to my heart because from the day one when I started telecasting videos in YouTube, some of my gentle friends started asking, please do some videos on accents. Actually, the word accent itself, it has some attraction, it has some magnetic power. So that is what my personal feeling. And I was literally surprised when my gentle friends started asking to do some videos on accent, because I personally believe accent is the word which carries a lot of importance for any language, and very particular when you consider the language international, I mean the language English, accent plays a very key role. So that accent is very close to my heart also. Fine, what is accent? Accent is nothing but the way of pronunciation. I mean, the way you pronounce a language is nothing but accent, right? So what is this pronunciation? I believe you all know pronunciation is nothing but the sounds of the word. How you sound a word or how you sound a sentence together, that is nothing but a pronunciation. And I'd like to say one interesting fact about the word pronunciation. See, do you know what? In English language, the word pronunciation is mostly mispronounced, it seems. Yes, of course. The word pronunciation in English language, it is mostly mispronounced. Because some people, they pronounce it like pronunciation, and some people, they pronounce it like pronunciation, and different pronunciations are there for the word pronunciation. So when you go deep inside the meaning of the word pronunciation, what I personally believe and what it is exactly is nothing but the sounds of a sentence, or else if you go deep inside, the sounds of each and every letter. How you sound a letter is nothing but a pronunciation. See, the sounds of letter, it's nothing but it deals a separate part, and that is called as phonetics in English. So phonetics is nothing but the study of sounds. So when you study the sounds of each and every letter, that is a separate case, that is a separate study. It is all about phonetics. So today I don't want to discuss in detail about phonetics because it needs a separate episode. In future, let us see about phonetics and all. So now let us concentrate only on the word accent. Fine. See, the word accent itself pronounced in two different ways. The first one is, of course, what I am using right now. It is accent. And the next one is accent. Because in English, the entire globe carries two popular accents. The first one is, of course, it is British accent, and the second one is American accent. There is one more accent also, which is a very neutral one. So that is what I am speaking right now. So when you come to this British accent, so it says the pronunciation of the word accent, it says accent. It is according to the British accent. When it comes to the American, those people, they pronounce the word as accent. So I am not here to justify what is right and what is wrong. So people, whatever they have accepted universally, so that is what we are also habituated for. So that I personally love the sounds of British because it carries very stylish and gentle sounds. So that I am sticking for the British accent, and I would like to pronounce the word accent as accent. This is my humble request to all my gentle friends to pronounce the word as accent, or else it's your wish. The majority says we are in democracy. So that's your wish, of course. Right. Particularly in this episode, I would like to discuss about accents of 5 different countries. I mean the accents in English of 5 different countries. In our title card itself, my dear gentle friends, I believe you could have noticed that I have mentioned 5 different countries' names, I mean their flags indirectly. Those are, of course, British, the next one is USA, Japan, Korean, it is South Korean, and then it is Chinese. Why I have taken these 5 countries? It's because the accents in English from these 5 different countries are very, very different and unique. Maybe sometimes it sounds very funny, very crazy too, but according to me, these 5 accents of English, from these 5 different countries, are so popular in English accents. So that only I would like to discuss about these 5 accents in today's episode. And as I have promised in last episode, I'm going to make my episode something really different. So this is another attempt that I'm going to make in the way of differentiation. That is nothing but, it is not me who is going to explain or speak about these 5 accents, but I would like to give you a very practical demonstration by showing some videos by which you can easily understand how these countries' people will speak or will use these accents in English language. So before presenting these videos to my gentle friends, there is a small note. I believe we can call it as a, disclaimer also. So the disclaimer is very simple. These videos are just to share my views about accents to my gentle friends, but not to hurt the feelings of any of my gentle friends, because I give respect to all the humans. We are all unique, so there is no doubt in that. I believe you accept my views, and please watch out these videos. So now let us begin the very first short video demonstration on accent Japanese. Here we go.
Like me lah. But then you cannot blame us ma. We were raised like that since we were young. Since day one we were born our parents teach us very funny English. For example when we meet elders, our parents will ask us, "Hey, uncle, call uncle auntie." What? Call uncle auntie? You mean phone call? Huh? Honestly I don't know who invented that lah. Can you imagine since we were baby, our parents teach us A for apple.
Fine. I hope that you have learned something about this Japanese girl. See how good she was speaking. See, it's basically, I strongly believe the accent, it changes country to country. It's because of the major mother tongue influence on language English. So that is what happened here in that particular video which you have noticed just before. So I'm not responsible for that particular thing. So it's because of the mother tongue influence which she had. Now let us move to the next video. In this particular video, you're going to see a typical Korean English accent. Here we go.
This is Ju-won Kim from Korea.
Hey you! You speak in English? I'm a black belt holder of Taekwondo. You know? You know Taekwondo?
I hope it was very funny, right? So once again, I'm just repeating, it is not to hurt the feeling of anyone. So once again, the thing is it's something like Korean's mother tongue influence on English. It's because of that only. So without wasting the time, let us move to the next accent now. Accent Taiwanese or accent Chinese. In this video, you're going to notice. Here we go.
Oh my god! No. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Fine. Have you seen that? See, one particular thing, the accent Chinese and accent Taiwanese both sounds very similar. So that only I have chosen that video for the presentation. And oh my god, fine, that was the sound, a different sound because of the mother tongue influence of Chinese on English language. And now let us move to the very popular English accent, and that is none other than American accent. Here we go. Please watch out this video.
If you start playing violins, I will tear this joint apart. First of all, I'd like to thank Susan Downey for telling me that Matt Damon was going to win, so don't bother to prepare a speech. That was at about 10 a.m. I don't have anybody to thank. I'm sorry, everyone's been so gratuitous. It was a collaboration. We all did this together. Certainly not going to thank Warner Brothers, Alan Horn, and my God, Robinoff, these guys, they needed me. Avatar was going to...
Surprised? In that video, you have seen Mr. Robert Downey Jr., who is a popular person who is portraying the role of Iron Man. Recently, I too watched Avengers and Infinity War. I really loved it. I believe you all loved that particular movie. If you didn't watch, please go and watch and enjoy. And I'm eagerly waiting for episode 2. Very sorry, part 2 of that particular Avengers, right? So this popular American accent, you all know how it sounds. It doesn't have any rules or it doesn't have any regulations. Whatever they pronounce, they feel that is right. So that is the American accent for you. And now let us move to one of my personal picks. One of my personal favorite accents, and it is none other than British accent. So through this video, let us watch out how the British accent sounds. Here we go.
I love the sort of the insularity of Mr. Bean, this sort of self-centeredness which reflects in the fact that, you know, if I have to get myself into the part, I don't need another person or a situation or a prop in order to create him. You just have to, it's always about him and where he sits in the world. He's got a sort of an invisible shell around him.
Yeah. He's hugely popular internationally, isn't he?
Yes, it is bizarre, actually.
Oh, fine. You are once again surprised, I believe. Right. So the popular character, Mr. Bean. Yes, you have seen Mr. Bean. You all know that. And I believe you know his actual name. It is nothing but Mr. Atkinson. So he is one of my popular comedy heroes of mine. I really love Mr. Bean watching on the screen. And we all think that Mr. Bean, Mr. Atkinson, for like only the comedy side. And even in the Mr. Bean episodes also, he doesn't speak much. So he'll be giving some sounds, oh, like that and all. But in this particular interview, he has spoken something. And the truth is, he's a British artist. So that's why I would like to choose his particular video for you. And when it comes to the British accent, I really love because, as I have told before, the style and the impact of sounds on this particular English accent. So that's why my personal pick is always British accent. So this video, I believe it has given some information about different popular accents of English. And in tomorrow's episode, it's going to be very interesting because I'm going to discuss about our own Indian accent. So our own Indian accent is different from all other accents of the world. So that's why I would like to have an exclusive episode for typical Indian English accent, which you are going to notice in tomorrow's episode. My dear gentle friends, you are all extending your support. That is really building up our standards. I'm so happy about that. Please give your support in future also. Support us to support you. Thank you very much. That's all for today. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.